Hey guys, Marissa at kitchentablestamper.com. I've got just a sweet Valentine for you today. Wishing you the sweetest day ever. And then inside, may your day be filled with all the best things. Now, I'm using the Sweet Talk Designer Series paper and the color palette that's pulled out of there and the theme that's pulled out of there. So if you imagine this maybe with the Sunshine and Rainbows Designer Series paper, color your gumballs all multicolor, it doesn't have to be a Valentine anymore. So I hope you can see the possibilities in this card. Let's start here with a Blushing Bride card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5. I scored and folded at 4.25. And then I have a piece of Blushing Bride cardstock that we are going to emboss with the new gingham folder. Our Blushing Bride cardstock layer is 4 by 5.25. We're just going to pop it right into our folder. And this folder has kind of a strong diagonal and a horizontal pattern. So you want to make sure that you've got that in there nice and straight. And I love to use this line right along the Stampin' Up logo there. If you've got your paper right along that line or right above that line or equidistant from that line, you're going to get a nice even horizontal impression. So let's bring in the machine here, Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. The gingham folder is a standard folder, so we need the platform, which is number 1, a cutting pad, which is number 3, our folder, and another cutting pad, number 3. I'll give it a crank. And now what we're going to have is a very subtle plaid texture. It's really cool. I love to ink the folder and use the gingham for the full letter press technique. Try inking your folder with Blushing Bride ink before you run the paper and see how that turns out. All right, let's adhere our panel to our card base. I'm going to use liquid glue and center that, and now it has a nice little frame around our texture. Our Sweet Talk Designer Series paper, we've got a Highland Heather stripe with a multicolor heart on the back of that, and then we've got a multicolor heart, and that one's got a sweet conversation heart pattern on the back. Oh, it's so hard to put glue on the pretty side of the paper. Let's glue this one down. Now these pieces are 2 by 3. We'll put it about an inch down from the textured panel, and 1.25 by 3. And we're going to leave a little ditch in the middle because our tags are going to cover that right up. So why use that extra inch of designer series paper that nobody's going to see anyways? Save your pieces and make more cards. All right, let's slide that aside for just a minute. I've got some die cut pieces here. There are 3 that I want to show you right now. We have from the Tailor-Made Tags dies 2 of this second to the largest Tailor-Made tags. I did 1 from Highland Heather and 1 from Basic White. And then we also have this little D-ring enforcer for our tag. And this one is cut from a scrap of Real Red. Now what we're going to do is stamp our wishing you the sweetest day ever greeting using Memento Tuxedo Black. All of my stamps come from the Gumball Greetings stamp set. I love this new bundle. You can bundle up Gumball Greetings with the Gumball machine dies and save 10%. And this is Stampin' Up's newest Shaker Dome bundle. I'll be back with a card to show you how to use the Shaker Dome. Such a cute bundle. But I thought it would be really cool with Valentine's quickly approaching to use this bundle in a Valentine's way instead of just with the strong gumball theme. All right, it's photopolymer, so I'm gonna bring my Stampin' Pierce mat. Got wishing you the sweetest day ever. And we're gonna stamp it right along the bottom of our Basic White tag. All right, while we're here and we're stamping, bringing in a scrap of Basic White, and we're gonna stamp our little gumball machine. And let's bring in some Real Red ink. And we'll stamp our hearts. These make the cutest little embellishment when we die cut them. Aren't they beautiful? I love this heart stamp. Love this heart stamp. All right, let me slide out the Stampin' Pierce mat and put the cap covers and caps on the ink pads. Don't want to ruin anything. Now, so I don't lose it, I'm going to glue this little D enforcer onto the tag. Or onto the scratch paper, one or the other. There's our little reinforcer. Then we can go ahead, put a little glue on the side of the tag and layer with the Highland Heather. Get a nice little mat. Let that dry for a minute. Now let's color our gumball machine. I have a Royal Red combo pack, dark Flirty Flamingo, dark Highland Heather. I have light Smoky Slate and light polished pink. I'm going to do the base of my gumball machine and the lid first. I'm using light Royal Red, and I'm just going to color. Then I'll do the top and the band and one side of the lid and bring those two shades together, and then color similarly for the bottom of the gumball machine. Got mostly light Royal Red, but then I'm going to come up across the bottom of the gumball machine here and then across the base, down each side with the dark Royal Red, and then just lightly bring the light and the dark together. Now I'm going to put aside the light Royal Red. We've got dark Royal Red and light polished pink. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to make little gumballs by dabbing. You see I'm filling in like triangles. So then I'll make a red triangle out of each of those two. And I'll make a red triangle from here. And then one over here. And then wherever there's two little gumballs, I'll bring like a third one in. So I'm working in little triangle placement. All right, just dabbing in. Now I'll do the same with my light polished pink. The idea is to fill in, and that triangle placement will help you to get this look of random gumballs. Next up, I'm gonna take my dark Highland Heather and my Flirty Flamingo. This is the dark Flirty Flamingo. And I'm gonna do the same thing. Now I'm gonna come in with a little bit tighter triangles for the Highland Heather so that we have some nice ratio of purple to the pink and red colors. So I'll do those a little bit tighter. Now we want to leave some that are white. So we'll go in and kind of strategically place a few more pink, the Flirty Flamingo this time, but leave a few white ones too. All right. I think that looks pretty good. One last little detail for our gumball machine. Let's color in with the light Smoky Slate on the little dial mechanism. Oh, that's so cute. I love my little Valentine gumballs. Now the gumball machine dies, of course, build this great gumball machine, and it's got shaker domes and so much fun. I'll show you that in another video, but for now we're going to use these little dies that cut out our stamped images. So we got our gumball machine and hearts. Let's get our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and cut those out. All right, we've got our machine all set up for cutting here, and we're going to cut out the hearts and the gumball machine using the little dies. I got a little leftover washi tape from an old Stampin' Up project, and now we're going to use that little bit of washi tape to keep our dies in place while we put the third plate on. Give it a crank. And are they not super adorable? Look at that gumball machine. I also have to do this card with the Sunshine and Rainbows paper and make my gumballs rainbow color, multicolor. Just such a really cute stamp set. We'll bring our tag back in, and I've got some Stampin' Dimensionals here. Put dimensionals on the back. Add our little tag. So cute. Adorable. Now here's our sample card and our base. I'm gonna bring in the new linen ribbon. And this is part of that Sweet Conversations or that Sweet Talk suite from Stampin' Up. It's a linen ribbon. There's no shine or shimmer or anything to this at all. It's got kind of a loose weave and it's really beautiful. It's different from some of the other reds that we've had recently. It makes a super flat center for the bow, which I love. It's really challenging to get bows through the mail in the US without kind of tearing up the envelopes, and I love a card with a bow. So this linen ribbon is really nice because we're just gonna thread through the tag. We're gonna loop up over the top, and where we're holding this space here, we're gonna tuck the tail through and then pull the ears, and you can just put your finger on the knot in the center and give your tag some finesse. I want a little bit longer tail. I like a nice generous bow. I just love the texture that the ribbon brings. Hold the center, give it some finesse, and look at how flat that linen ribbon lays around this tag. It helps too that we didn't tie over under and then tie our bow. That helps to keep it flat too for mailing. Let's trim away from the spool and then correct the angle on this side, and that is all the waste because we tied right from the spool. We can glue this to the card front. Now my stampers in the Craft Social. If you haven't checked out the Kitchen Table Stamper Craft Social, you have to check it out. We have so much fun there. But my stamping friends in the Craft Social always make the inside of the card look just as good as the outside of the card. So stick around. We're gonna do the inside of the card and we're gonna make it just as beautiful as the out, just as cute. Okay, we're almost done here. Let's get some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of our largest heart and the medium one. I'm gonna peel and stick the little medium one. A little dot of multi-purpose liquid glue on the small one. Can add that. Aren't they the cutest embellishments? And just the little corner edge of that paper where we stamped and colored the gumball machine. Now, my friends in the Craft Social, if you haven't been to the Kitchen Table Stamper Craft Social, go check it out. The link's below the video. They do the insides of the cards up. Just so cute. So I've been inspired. And here is the inside of my card. Just a simple stamping, but a beautiful die cut layer. I cut this ahead of time using the scallop contour dies, and this is the second largest one. There's one that's stitched and scalloped. That's the third. This is a little bit smaller. We're using the bigger one with the pierced scalloped edge. It's about 4 7/16 by 3 1/8. We're going to need our ink pads and Stampin' Pierce mat back for just a minute. We've got Real Red and Tuxedo Black, my Stampin' Pierce mat. Love this greeting. May your day be filled with all the best things. It's just so perfect for a gumball machine. We're going to stamp that in Tuxedo Black, a little high of center. And then come back with these adorable hearts. They're just so perfect. Their shape is nice. We have that little highlight that makes them look kind of shiny and round. I love it. Super simple, but doesn't it just finish up the inside of this card just beautiful with the pierce and the scallops, that adorable greeting and those sweet little hearts. Let's glue that inside using some liquid glue. Center it in. And there it is. Inside and outside. Just as cute, don't you think? All right, you guys, if you have any questions about the project, about the craft social, if there's anything I can do to help you stay creative, email me, marissa@kitchentablestamper.com. To shop Stampin' Up 24/7, you can buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net and click shop. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. I'm wishing you the sweetest day ever. Bye.